Hey, what's up guys? Very simple video here. So do not trust overly nice people. Not nice people, overly nice people. And essentially, the personality salesman. It's basically this guy that you haven't spoken to in at least 5 years who tries to contact you saying, dude, like, I miss you so much, and I feel like we share like a deep connection together. I feel it when you're sad, I feel sad, and I just think you're such a cool person, and I wanna be there for you and shit. Stay away from him. That person will ruin your life. I just had an experience, I would say about 10 minutes ago. And this actually was more early on throughout the day. This person, basically, I haven't spoken to in at least 3 years. At least. And basically, it was this old online friend that we used to make videos together like 5 fucking years ago or something. And I haven't spoken to him in 3 years. Now, he randomly messages me saying, hey, dude, I just got a new PC. We can play games again. Awesome. So we added each other on Discord, and we got into a private call to basically catch up and see what's going on with each other's lives. Now, here's the thing. I immediately knew from the very second that this guy messaged me what was up. I immediately knew. I'm not an idiot. Like, I feel like even a chimpanzee could figure out that this guy had some sort of ulterior motive. Because that's really the thing with these people. When they come at you with this whole like, oh, I've always cared about you, like, I always thought about you. It's like, if you cared about me, if you actually thought about me, we would not be having this conversation for the first time in 3 years. Anyway, this guy basically, by the end of the night, and by this I mean at the time of this recording, around 15 minutes ago, this guy has like the biggest Karen crash out of all time on Discord history. So we had this, like, I would say 30-minute call where, I'm kind of in there just really quiet and standoffish, because the thing about me is, because I knew what kind of a person this guy was, I was very quiet, and I was very like I said, just standoffish. I wasn't very engaging. And that wasn't because I was shy or introverted or anything like that. It's because I was basically trying to figure him out. I was listening to all the things that he was saying and how he was saying them. And this fucking retard was over here talking about like, oh, I'm just like such a deep thinker. Sometimes like all I do is think. And I'm like, what? Like brainstorm ideas? Like, no, just like thoughts and stuff, like, and I mean, that's basically something that a stupid person says to try to sound intelligent, but it actually just makes them look more stupid than they did before. Now, here's where the pudding comes in. Throughout this 30-minute call, like I said, I was very quiet, but he was pretty much talking through most of it. And that right there was already a red flag. Like, if you're basically running the entire conversation and the other person isn't interacting and that's not bothering you at all, that kind of is a sign that you aren't there for that person. If all you're doing is talking, clearly you're not interested in that person's life at all. Because I'm not even kidding. I must have said at least 2 sentences in all of those 30 minutes. Isn't that crazy? But, no, by the time we ended the call, he messaged me like maybe 5 minutes later, just randomly. He's like, hey, sorry if I was weird, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, you were being a little bit weird, but I basically said, it's fine, just don't overshare. That's pretty much what I said. And, I mean, he was oversharing. Like, he was telling me all these personal stories about how, like, fucking the band Evanescence, like, ripped off his mom's, like, poetry for their lyrics and shit. And, like, she tried to sue them in the court of law and, like, lost the lawsuit or whatever. And, like, it's, like, so stupid because I knew it was bullshit the second he's like, he kind of made like a suspense to it. He built it up. He's like, it's this really famous band. They're really well known and all this shit. And he's like, the band is called Evanescence. And I like almost laughed. I almost let it out, and I made sure that he didn't hear it, but like I almost fucking laughed because I'm like, dude, This is actually something that like that one crackhead kid at every elementary school says on the playground. It's like, my dad is the owner of Microsoft, and like it literally has that energy. Like, don't sit here and tell me that your fucking mom like wrote the lyrics to Evanescence and like tried to sue them in the court of law, because you looked that shit up. There's no evidence of it whatsoever. But anyway, just going off on a huge tangent. Basically, he was just oversharing to complete shit. Like, just saying things like, we were on the topic of, like, the message of being a punk, like, what it means to be punk. And he's like, oh, there's so many different meanings. And I'm like, okay. I sort of challenged him on that in a nice way. And I was like, well, I mean, in my opinion, the definition of punk is just doing what you think is right, regardless of what other people think. Right? I think most punks would agree that that probably is the like most significant definition, right? But then he's like, well, that's like an aspect of it. It's like so much deeper than that. It's like so much deeper than that. And it's like, okay, dude, how deep does it go? And I literally, like, I confronted him. I was like, okay, like, what is the message of punk to you? And he's like, oh, there's just so many definitions. Right? And that's like something a little kid says when you try to fucking call them out for like stealing a cookie or whatever. And it's like, oh, well, I was like doing this thing over here, and like there's just so many things, like things. And just a horrible liar. Like, you can tell a terrible liar when you fucking see it. But anyway, this is basically the big crash out of the video here. So after I told him that he was oversharing, he basically came back with this like over the shoulder, like, okay, wasn't sharing. I wasn't oversharing, but whatever. Pfft, nothing I could do about it. Sorry. And then, I just had to open my big fat mouth and I said, you kind of were. And then it turned into this humongous, like, crash out, like, humongous, like, ultimate Karen crash out of 2026. Gone wrong, gone sexual, gone Xbox, PS4. Like, he got so angry, and he said that he felt disrespected in this conversation, and that he was going to redirect his energy away from it for his own personal sake. And I'm like, again, there's that whole, like, this whole prospect of, like, trying to sound intelligent. You actually sound like a fucking retard. A normal person does not talk like this. Only an idiot talks like this, right? And then it's also like, I called him out again. Like, I'm like, dude, what did I say that was disrespectful? I literally just said you were oversharing. And then, to add more fuel to the fire, I basically said, like, if you're getting this mad that I said you were oversharing, maybe it's true. And that just set him off. And he sent me this one last big long message saying that I'm an asshole. He told me to fuck off. And then he blocked me on Discord. Now, I had connection with him on Instagram, so I went over to Instagram, and normally I don't go this far because I don't usually care that much, but I was having a little bit of fun, so stay with me. I go over to the Instagram, and I type this message saying, don't come to me tomorrow or some later date apologizing and saying that you were wrong. Just don't even bother with it. I already know what kind of a person you are. I immediately knew from the fucking second you messaged me that something was up. And then I left it at that. And then I blocked him on Instagram because, 2 for 2, I'm not a fucking idiot, okay? So that was kind of my story with the overly nice person or the personality salesman. And I've met tons of them before. Like, I think I mentioned in one of my older videos that, like, I used to work with rappers on occasion, and most rappers are like that. They're, like, overly nice for no reason. If somebody is acting overly nice to you on their first conversation with you, or this is the first time you spoke to that person in several years, and they're acting like super nice like that, like have your fucking guard up, dude. Like, be really quiet. Listen to what that person says, because you may just be right about that person in the end. But anyway, I hope that if you take anything from this, it's that you should not wear yourself on your shoulder. There's so many people that are so quick to just be like, okay, yeah, let's go. Like, no, you should be aware. You should be wary of anybody that's like, I've just always cared about you, even though I haven't spoken to you in 4 years. Like, I just feel this connection with you. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're like really close. And it's like, fool, you don't even know my first name. Like, so, and I know, like, doesn't everybody deserve a second chance? Yeah, sure, but like this guy didn't really even this guy didn't give a shit about me in the first place. So I don't really see a reason. There's no reason for me to give him a second chance. There's no reason for me to expect an apology from him. I don't care. Like I genuinely don't care. This is just entertainment for me at this point. But anyway, I want to get off this tangent and conclude this video by saying, if you're trying to sell your personality to people, stop doing it. Because it usually means that you're trying to manipulate them into liking you so much that they'll do almost anything for you and they'll never say no ever. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want more of these like life advice, like self-help type videos, let me know. But I have a ghost analysis video coming in the works right now. I just need to get one more video down for the actual video essay for it to get uploaded. So just be on the lookout for that. But anyway, guys, thanks again so much, and I'll see you later.